Hey, what's up, AJT fam? We are getting ready to start this trader's mindset. Okay, this is just one part of what I'm calling next year our $1 million mastermind series, because it's about developing the $1 million mindset. Okay, the average person with the average mindset cannot make $1 million. They don't. You can't make $1 million with an average mindset, with the average everyday mindset. It doesn't work. You might get lucky and buy a Powerball lottery. I'm not talking about that. But you have a better chance of getting struck by lightning than winning that. So, got to keep this in perspective. It's all about developing the right mindset. And so, what we're going to be doing this year is, these are just the 4 that I've done. Now, I may come in and add something else to this throughout the year, but these are the programs that we're going to focus on going into 2024. The first one we're doing is a trader mindset. We're starting now so we can hit the ground running in 2024. But it's all about developing that trader mindset. Listen, most of you, when you came into trading, you were probably taught, based on a poverty mindset. You were taught based on the poverty mindset, and you can't do that again. You've got to have the rich mindset in order to be successful in this. Just case in point, one key element is, if you have a poverty mindset, you worry about investing your money in yourself, but you'll spend your money on yourself on things that can't provide you any return. For instance, some people, they won't spend $5.99 on this lifetime membership, something that they could make 100,000 times over if they get everything. But they'll go spend $600 on something else that would just make them feel good. That's the difference in the mindset. Okay, think about how much money you're gonna lose trying to figure this out versus investing in this program and taking advantage of it. You guys that are sitting here now in the community, you invested in yourself. That's the first step. Okay, because you invested in this, and this can pay you back on the back end. All right, so another thing, there's several things, but this is another one that I want to point out. A poverty mindset, you fear change. You get comfortable with something, and you don't want to change it. You're comfortable with it. You're happy. But you can't grow. You fear change because you think that if you change, you're going to lose the little that you have. Okay, so you have to embrace change. You have to grow. In order to develop this $1 million mindset, you have to grow beyond the mindset that you grew up with. You're going to have to enhance it, expand it. You're going to have to take risks. And that's a big part of this. So that's what I want to get you guys to really understand. Okay, you don't want to stick with the average, everyday poverty mindset. It's time to grab hold to that rich mindset and start, working on developing these characteristics. And in a later presentation, a supplemental presentation, I will be talking more about this. This is one of the new supplemental presentations that I'm adding to the trader's mindset. All right, so let's talk about the reality of trading. Now, if you've been in my community, I've asked you these questions before. But do you really know what you're getting into wanting to be a day trader? So you want to ask yourself these questions. And seriously ask yourself these questions. Would you start a business if you had no idea what the cash flow would be? You don't know from one day to the next what your cash flow is going to be in this. You don't know. I mean, you can guess, but you can't do anything on guessing. Okay, you just don't know. I have a lot of people, some people ask me, how soon do you think you can make X amount of dollars? Hell, I don't know. I can make it in a day, or it might take me a year. Depends on the market. You just don't know. So in trading, you are starting a business that you really don't know what the cash flow is going to be. Would you start a business if you had little actual experience or training compared to your competition? It's basically what we're doing. We're getting into a business where we're trading alongside of people that are well financed and well trained and have that killer mindset that we have to develop. So think about it. Would you come into this, if you knew all of this up front? Okay, we already talked about that. So would you start a business without a plan? Some type of plan to get you to where you need to be. Now, I'm not talking a trading business plan. You're not forecasting with numbers. Okay, you're focusing on the things you need to develop the skills so that you can make, a profit. But you don't know what the profit's going to be. We know that in trading we can make a ton of money. We know that. We just don't know how much that we're going to make in one day, or how long it's going to take us to make X amount of dollars. We just don't know. Think about those guys that jumped in on GameStop, and all of a sudden they were millionaires. But they didn't have the mindset to keep it. Within a couple of weeks, most of them had lost all their money and then some. Because they didn't have a plan. They did not have a plan. So if you answered no freaking way I would do that, think about it and how it's related to trading, because that's exactly what we've done when we started this trading journey. I had no idea when I got in. Had I known, maybe I would have thought differently, or maybe I would have approached it differently. But I didn't know. And if I'd have thought about it that way, I would not have been a part of it. But you got to realize that you're working alongside the best traders in the world. And I don't know if I want to use going up against, because I don't want you to think that it's you against them, because it's deeper than that. If we can't compete against ourselves, then we're not really competing against these other guys. All right, we're trading. We should be trading alongside these guys, not competing against them. We don't have what it takes to compete against them or to trade opposite them. It wouldn't make sense. So training, experience, psychological control, and a realization that you're not invincible or smarter than the market will lead you to success. I don't care how much money you've made. I don't care how successful you are in the industry that you're in. You come into trading, it will humble you. It will humble you. And hopefully you won't lose more than you need to in order to learn this. And then start learning and focusing on the skills, that you need to focus on. So Wall Street is built on the souls of those who did not learn this lesson until it was too late. All right, I don't know who said this. Can't find who actually said this first, but a lot of people have reused this quote that Wall Street is built on the souls of all those who did not learn this lesson until it was too late. And it's true. 100% true. So I don't want you guys learning this lesson too late. Most new traders come into this with the wrong focus. Okay, I was one of them. I'm not gonna lie, I was one of these guys. I answer a lot of emails every day from potential new traders who are blinded by the hype of wanting to escape a job they hate. Well, I didn't hate my job. I hated the politics of my job. I love teaching students, working with students, but I hated the politics of it, and I could not function in that environment anymore. So my whole deal was I wanted to escape that. I wanted to make some quick money and start enjoying life for a change, taking care of my kids. I wanted to get into a lucrative business where I didn't have to put a whole lot of money in and I could get large returns. Yeah, I listened to the guy, talking about I could turn $1,500 into $1 million, in a, relatively short amount of time. I listened to that. I believed it. But once I got into it, I realized it just doesn't work. And then going to work in your underwear. How cool is it for you to get up and go to work and you don't have to get dressed? Some people like that. But that's not the mindset that's going to get you there. Like me, I've got to get up. I've got to take a shower. I try to go work out when I can. Get going. Get things handled before I get into this. And, get dressed and come to work with that mentality that I'm coming to work. Now, have I worked in my PJs before? Yeah, I've done it. But there have been extenuating circumstances. But on a regular day, I would want to get up, work out, take a shower, get dressed, and come into the market with a clear mind. But you can't have the wrong focus. All right? But here's some more reality for you. You're not the person that you need to be right now in order to get to where you want to be in trading. Okay, let me say that again. You are not the person that you need to be right now to get you to where you want to be in trading. Okay, you have these high, extraordinary goals, but you still have that same ordinary, everyday mindset. Remember, I talked about this at the beginning. You can't do that. We've been programmed to expect instant results. We've been programmed to look for easy, to find the shortcuts. It's just what we have been taught, and it's been ingrained in us. But we can't get extraordinary results from our ordinary, everyday mindset. It doesn't equal. Now, do some people get lucky and make it? Yes, they do. But they don't get to keep it because they're not prepared to keep it. Okay, that's one of the things that we have, an issue with. So in day trading, and this is why I don't like to say, make it us against them. It's not us against the market. Okay, the market is the game. The market is the game. Think of the market like you would think of a casino. Like in the casino, blackjack is the game. The market is the game. This is what facilitates the movement of money. All right. The professional traders, the educated traders, they're the house. The house always wins in the end. The house may lose hands here and there. Somebody may come in and clean the house's clock, but at the end of the day, the house is going to be on top. So the high frequency traders, the big fund managers, the big investment banks, they are typically going to come out on top because they're the house. We need to be the house too. And in order for us to be the house, we have to change who we are. And so the fight in this is us against ourselves. It's us trying to accept and embrace change versus fearing it. Solving problems versus dwelling on them or complaining about them or just worrying about them. Actually going out and solving them. That's the key. So when we go into trading, here, we're all mixed up. We have no idea what's going on, right? So we've got us. We're sitting here and we're like, so what do I need to trade? Some people will tell you all you need is a trading account, put some money in it, go to work. And yeah, that's all you need. But you probably won't last very long. So we have our capital, we get our education, we learn about the tools that we need, we learn trading strategy, we learn how to manage our risk, and we learn how to manage our money. We should know how to manage our money. And there again, this gets into spending money on stuff that's not going to help you, like the latest and greatest monitors, a $5,000 computer. My computer costs $800, and I bought it 5 years ago. I mean, I can't tell you how much money this thing has made. And here it is. Instead of spending money on yourself, you look at investing it. What is it going to take? What do I need to invest in to get to that next level? All right, so now we start to realize, that we are the center of our trading house, or this trading puzzle in this case. We are the center, we're in the middle, we're the nucleus. And all of the protons and neutrons, all of these things are centered around us, but we need them to connect. We need them to form a bond to us so that when all hell breaks loose, it won't come apart. And our trading turns into an atomic bomb. We don't want that. Okay, so what we're looking at is us being the center, and then we need to figure out where these pieces fit. This is where your training program comes in. Learning where all of these pieces fit and what it takes to keep these pieces together. Okay, this is where the mindset trading comes in, because it allows you to put pieces in the right place and come up with what it takes, or learn what it takes to hold this together, so that when it gets picked up or it gets spun around, these pieces don't start falling off and causing you issues. So what holds this together is psychology. It's your mindset. The psychology of trading is what forms this bond. And what I call it is the Mod Podge that holds your trading puzzle together. If you've been in the building these puzzles, you know, in order to keep them together, if you want to keep it together and frame it and put it on your wall, you spread this glue over it, which is Mod Podge, and it dries clear and it holds everything together. That's what this psychology does to our trading, our mindset. Okay, it's the mindset. And it's very, very important that we understand how important this mindset is. So, one of the keys to becoming successful in trading is to understand that you are an individual. And as an individual, you will have strengths and weaknesses. We all have different strengths. We all have different weaknesses. Sometimes the strengths are actually detrimental to our trading. And we've got to fix that. Okay, so not all strengths are going to be complementary to us in trading. But we have to identify these. So before you start thinking about actively trading, you have to get to know who you are as a trader. That's what we have to spend time on first. So you can get to know and understand who you are as a trader, what strengths you have that will work for you, what strengths you have will work against you and that you need to rechannel. All of these things are very important, because if you never learn this, you never get this, you'll never find a strategy, or it will take you forever to find a strategy that kind of fits your personality. Okay, the main problem I see with 99% of the day trading education programs is they do not address a person's individual weaknesses and strengths and their personal beliefs. This is a strong component to trading psychology. Now they'll have, a section on trading psychology, but they will not address you trying to figure out who you are as a trader, what your strengths are going to be, your weaknesses are going to be, and do you have any underlying beliefs that can cause you or prevent you from being successful. It's amazing once we start thinking about it, the things that show themselves. They also neglect to focus on the psychological component of trading. And again, that's what I feel is the glue that holds everything together. Once that breaks down, you're in bad shape. So you've got to identify if you have the mentality to be a day trader. Yes, I've had to tell some people that I'm sorry, you can't seem to get out of your own head. Okay, you don't have the mentality to do this. They may have been unable to overcome their belief system. I had a guy who, his church, well, a lot of churches frown on gambling, but they felt that this was a form of gambling. When I talked about it and related it to a casino and how, this is a profession of chance. But if you think about it, every profession is a profession of chance. You open up a restaurant. Do you know for a fact that people are going to come in there? No, you want that. You believe in that. You'll anticipate it. You'll expect it. But does that mean they're going to come in? No. If you open up a retail store, does that mean people are going to come in and buy what you have just because you opened it? No. So no matter what, anything you do, if you start a business, it's a business of chance. But he couldn't figure that out, couldn't work through that. And he had this mental block with church that prevented him from being a successful trader. And, I had to tell him, look, it's not going to work. If you can't get out of that mentality, and, there's nothing I can help you with. But you also have to assess your skill and ability level, assess your capitalization, and your time availability. That's key. Because when you first start learning, the only way to speed up the learning curve is to spend more time in front of the screen. The more screen time that you get, let me rephrase that. The more focused screen time you get, the more you'll be able to accelerate your learning curve because you're spending more time in the market. But in order to do that, you have to assess your time availability and work your schedule around to where you're able to do that. And that's very, very important. Okay? So I think you get the picture of how overwhelming this can be for a person. Wanting to get into trading, or that you're in the trading already and you're trying to figure out if this is for you. These things that I just shared, most new traders don't even think about when looking at the beginning of this journey. Okay? Do you think that all you need is some money in a brokerage account and you're all set? Because that's what you're told. Put some money in a brokerage account and you're set. Let's go trade. But yeah, you're set. You're set to lose all your damn money. And that's what we don't want to see. So this trader mindset program is specifically designed to help you develop all of the skills, the mental skills, the emotional skills, everything that you need to be successful, in this industry. And let's look at our trades from this morning real quick. I've got a really good example for you. All right, let's look at NVIDIA. Okay, so we got short opening range breakdown. And look at the next candle on NVIDIA. It sold off, right? It opened here, it sold off, and then it got aggressively bought back up. How many of you would have bailed out on this when it started ripping back up? Now be honest with yourself. How many of you would have bailed out on this thinking that this isn't going to work? It's one of these that it baited me short and it's just going to reverse. Yeah, you've done it before, not today. I had a couple of messages from traders in the room that took this trade and they got mad because they bailed out. All right, but this is a good entry. All right, and all we had was this candle that kind of showed some indecision. And every time you get an indecision candle or things start to go away from you, that doesn't mean you get scared out. Okay, you have to trust your trading process. The 5-minute opening range breakdown, the rule is you use the 5-minute opening range as your guide. If it reclaims this, then you take it off. As long as there's a chance that this stock can work, you leave it on. You don't take it off. You leave it on and you let it work. But it takes a specific mindset, a specific belief and confidence in the process, in the strategy, so that you don't, bail out on this. Okay, you don't want to do that. So let's go back to EMPH. Now this is one that we held overnight from earnings. No. This is, I had an all-day hold yesterday, and I held this overnight. And when we started pulling back and we lost support, I had to take it off. I had to lock in the rest of the profit. I'm not going to sit here and let this thing go and hope that it bounces back. I can't do that. You gotta follow your rules. All right, so me taking it off, I knew what I had to do. There's some traders that refuse to lose. They don't want to lose, so they won't take it off. Now, there's still, they will still be profitable here. But look, it just didn't do anything. Didn't do anything at all. And the last trade, this is another trade from the day before. Hit my first target this morning at 123. Waiting on 125 now. So it's a matter of being able to trust what you're doing. Trust and believe in yourself. Trust and believe in yourself. And you've got to have the mindset that's going to allow you to let the trades work. Okay, and we'll talk about that as we get deeper into the trader mindset. But the first session is all about accepting what trading really is. All right, so you guys have any questions? I know most of you have heard this before. This is your second time going through it. But it is pretty straightforward. If you haven't accepted trading for what it is, that's what you're gonna need to do first and up front. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Now, I can't repeat what you said, since I'm recording this. But when you see stuff like that, that's what I'm talking about. And And that's what messes with your head. If you don't understand first what trading is about, those types of things will influence your thinking and cause you to make decisions that you shouldn't make. Because not everybody is going to do that. And there's something about, not being accountable. Oh yeah, luck plays a part. Like I said, luck plays a big part of it. Like a lot of the GME traders. Luck plays a big part in this. But you can get lucky and make it big, but it won't last. Because in order to make it last, you're going to have to put in the work and actually learn how to trade. That's what you're going to have to do. Yeah. But my definition of luck is that luck is a product of skill and preparation. You just have to be in the right place at the right time to take advantage of luck. But if you kept that much of what you made, well, AMC was a different beast. Okay, AMC wasn't as bad as GME. GME was what broke traders' hearts. All right, so yeah, you're always gonna have that. That's why, and that's a big reason why you don't see me analyzing stocks fundamentally. All right, because we're trading, day trading, and day traders focus on the technicals. Now, the fundamental stuff like the news and earnings can get it going and can get it moving. Yes. But in order to trade and make money off the movement, we use technicals. And that's what we focus on. Technical analysis for day traders are king. Yeah, the fundamentals get the stocks moving, but technical analysis is what allows us to trade and make money as day traders, especially as independent retail traders. Yeah. Yep. And that's I get that a lot. I get it a lot that people will I can join this this free Discord room or this free live feed on YouTube or whatever. But what are you getting from that? Other than maybe it's making you feel good. But you're not investing in yourself. You know, you're just in there with a group of guys who are trying to figure it out. But that's only going to take you so far. I've spoken to several trading groups like that, where, you know, they've come together and, you know, they've come together and they're trying to they've come together and they're trying, and they, you know, realize that, hey, they need certain things. And, you know, I've done presentations for a lot of these guys. A lot of these trading groups, they form all over the country. And they're scary. It's really scary how much faith these guys have in that. You got to be aligned. It's good to have a, you know, a study group or a group of, you know, of traders. You're all in kind of the same boat and everything. But you got to be careful and make sure that you guys are seeking out help and guidance from traders who are actually doing it, that's been there, done that. And there's no set amount of years that makes you, you know, a trader. You know, it's whenever you get it. Whenever your mind clicks and you get it and you develop the right mindset, you're a trader. That's it. I mean, you're a trader. You should, then at that point, you should be able to come in and let these trades and work these trades. All right, guys, I'm gonna clip it right here. But if you have any questions, you could email me or, you know, post them here in the room. But it's about lunchtime for me. So you guys enjoy the rest of the afternoon. I'm not sure if we're gonna have any viable earnings today. I admit that earnings this period has been a little bit harder to make money. You know, we've had to adjust a little bit, but that's where things come. If I'm not mistaken, what's today's date? The 21st. Nvidia reports today. All right. So definitely we'll be here watching that. Yeah. They're all kind of, it's been a little bit off, but we got it figured out. All right, guys, look at Netflix. Look at Netflix. Look at Netflix. Before you jump in it, though, you gotta run the technicals. You see, we're running into the linear regression channel. 07704. So it's likely to get stalled out here. Yeah, I know this has been, now last year was my the worst year in trading in terms of money. But this is my worst year in trading in terms of just dealing with a lot of stuff. You know, dealing with family tragedy and everything. But you know, hey, I'm glad, because this honestly, this could have destroyed my trading career if I didn't have the right mindset. It would have destroyed my trading career, because I would not have been able to get back on track. You know, I wouldn't have sought help from, you know, my occupational therapist to help, because I didn't realize it. I thought I was over it, but I really wasn't. And a lot of things that happen to us we can't see, but when we talk to somebody else and we're working with somebody else, they can help. They help pinpoint things. The thing is, we have to be ready to accept it and not say, nah, man, I no. If you like that, it's hard to help. So this will end the first module. Next week we'll be kicking off with the second one. It just gets deeper and deeper. Okay, deeper and deeper.